Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glen and Yong.
Happy New Year, everybody. This is Glenn with the Hustler Hacks YouTube channel. Merch Minds podcast episode number 13. And I'm with the co-host with the most. His name is Yong.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy New Year. Man, what a year, what a ride, and we're starting all over again, right?
You ready for 2017, Yong?
I think so. You know,
right.
2017 is upon us, and I've been traveling for the last couple of weeks. I'm home now, but I'm going to be leaving again for a few more days. But I'm here. The show must go on. The show doesn't stop.
No, does not stop. Can't stop, won't stop. 2017 merch. And we're going to start off with, should we say what this show is really going to be about? You want to tell them?
Sure. I mean, you and I were discussing, and we decided that we're going to talk about the actual shirts themselves, the Anvil versus the American Apparels. And we're going to go in and discuss those. That's what this particular episode is about. But as always, we're going to obviously discuss our personal numbers and how we're doing on merch and whatnot. So, Glenn, you want to go ahead and take the lead on that one?
All right. I'll start off. I got to say that January, we are starting off a little rough. And that is because we haven't been updated on what's going to happen with uploading new shirts. I know that I think the latest update they said is that they don't have an update. So
well, that's an update.
Yeah, so that's the only thing we've gotten right now from Amazon is that there is no update. So last 7 days I've sold about 160 shirts, and I'm royalties are about 900 or so. I'm averaging about 18 to 20 per day for the last 7 days. And I'm about 25 to 30 sales.
Okay.
Now, of course, that was before like Q4 sales. I was like roughly 25 to 30. Now I'm about 18 to 20, and I have 1,100. Let me see. Yeah, 1,100 products live. So there we go.
Okay. So now, do you find that most of the shirts that you're currently selling now are ones that you have previously sold, or are you selling some new designs that you recently uploaded? Right. Not recently, obviously, because we haven't been able to upload.
Yeah.
But shirts that you've uploaded, and this is your first sell.
No, most of these have been on there for a good while. I think most of these sales, I'm going through them. Even some of them were like my first couple of uploads ever have been selling. So a lot of these shirts have already been there for a good while. I haven't uploaded anything. Man, it seems like in like a good, I don't know. I think ever since they just took it off, suspended uploading shirts, just haven't uploaded anything. So it has been a good while. I'm pumped to get back in there to upload, but until we get some type of update. And the sales are still pretty good. I was actually going to post something on the Merch Minds Facebook group pretty soon. Go check that out. We're going to talk about that a little bit more at the very end. But if you haven't joined, you can join the Merch Minds Facebook group. And just talking about or just showing a screenshot, my sales the last 7 days, the exact 7 days last month, which I was at like 600 something products sold per week.
Jeez.
Till now, which I'm at 160. And then comparing that to my overall royalties for January of 2016, I was at about, I think 800 something was my actual earnings for that month. January 2016, my earnings $516 for the whole month. So right now I should beat that because I'm at about 900 for the last 7 days. So as long as I'm improving, year to year, nothing to complain about. So,
Well, in that case, I guess I've improved because I was at 0 last year. Because remember, I didn't get on board until right around March. So if that's the case, I've obviously improved
there we
because
go.
I had a big old goose egg last year.
You got to look at the positive, you know?
Yeah.
You're
Well,
improving.
so absolutely. So let's talk. Let's talk my numbers now.
Yes, please tell me. I'm curious. I want to know what's going on.
Okay. Well, it's not a whole lot. Okay.
Okay.
Because obviously with the restrictions and Amazon running out of the colors during the holidays, it
Mm-hmm.
really did hurt my sales. So now before all that, I was doing really good. I was if you guys listen to the episodes about 2 or 3 episodes back, I was talking about how I was on pace to do 3K, but my goal was to do 2K.
Mm-hmm.
So my original goal was to do 2K in royalties, okay, and I was doing so good initially from Cyber Monday. I was on pace to do 3K, but then because of the Amazon restriction of not being able to upload designs and then them running out of colors, my sales had really slowed down. So unfortunately, I didn't make the 3K. And unfortunately, I barely just missed my original goal of doing 2K by like $40, I think, maybe $45. So, and this is what I'm talking about. I said this in the previous episode. Every time I try to predict my numbers and set goals, I jinx myself, and I can never make that number. So I guess a good lesson here is I shouldn't predict my numbers. But yeah, so I basically missed it by $45. My royalty for December was 1945.
Okay.
But who knows? That could go down depending on if I get any returns or not, and I can almost guarantee that I will get returns.
So why do you think they went down?
Well, like I said, because of the restrictions and Amazon running out of colors. Because a lot of my shirts that I was selling, they stopped selling because I had them in those dark navy, the black,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately Amazon had run out, and so that really hurt my numbers. And now obviously with Christmas over and now it's a new year, and people aren't shopping as much as they were the previous month. My numbers have really dipped. So I'm looking at it as we speak. My last 7 days. Okay. So first of all, I have 215 shirts live. I have a
215 or 250?
215.
Okay, 215.
Okay. So for the last 7 days, I've sold 32 shirts.
Okay.
So I'm averaging about just a little under 5 per day.
Okay.
About 4, between 4 and 5. Not the best, obviously, but again, I hear people saying that they went multiple days without selling shirts. So I guess in that sense, I'm doing good because I'm at least getting 1 sale per day.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of people like in different groups. I think they just went on a complete dry spell of like their first sale like today or like today, which is what, the 5th. So the last, I don't know, I heard people like the last 7 to 10 days haven't sold one, but they were selling really good, in the last month or so. So I know that it's the time of the year, just barely starting the new year. Everybody's still kind of drained from the holidays. We must rebuild and get this money up, and it'll happen. But I think what everybody's really waiting for is the update on what's happening with uploading shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like again, we don't know. I think Amazon now has come out and said a couple of times now that they weren't doing any they weren't allowing us to upload any shirts at the moment. So unfortunately, again, we've said this multiple times. This is their platform. We have to abide by their rules, and that's just how it goes. I currently, as I've stated in my previous episode, um, that I've been uploading designs on different platforms. So just before we got online here, you and I, Glenn, I was on Redbubble uploading a few designs on there. But
Mm-hmm.
again, we all know that Amazon is the e-commerce powerhouse, and that's where we're gonna make the most money. So I wish, in the near future, that they get this all straightened out, because we are missing out on a lot of money. The opportunity is huge. Clearly, as you and I got us, since for those 2 or 3 weeks uh, since Cyber Monday, when our numbers just exploded. We got just a tiny little sense of what
Could
Amazon,
happen.
of what could happen.
Yeah. So let's say I'm gonna go first though, but I want to see what your answer is. So what should everybody be doing right now? They're not able to upload any shirts, but what action should they be taking? Personally, I think that you should be designing as normal and have
Hmm.
a good amount backed up. Like I think someone in the Merch Minds group had like 120 shirts ready to go, designs
Jeez.
all ready to go, saved in their draft. Whenever that they get that email or whatever they get the update that says, "Hey, you can upload now," then they're ready to go. I think that's really important. If you have 25, 50, 120 is just amazing. I like 120 designs ready to go. I think that's awesome, because let's say they do let you upload 2 shirts a day, 3 shirts a day. If you
Hmm.
have those ready, then you're good to go, because you can every day just have a certain time, set an
Yeah,
alarm, something that triggers off, hey, I can sit here, I'll upload these 3 designs, next day, 3 designs, next day. You'll
yeah,
never miss a beat if you already have these ready to go.
and that'll add up really fast if you're doing that every day.
Exactly.
That'll add up. But not just that. I mean, and I'm speaking for myself. A lot of my shirts that's been deleted because of the 60-day purge. If you think they have potential, make sure you re-upload them once the gates open up again, because that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
A lot of shirts that I think have potential, I'm just going to re-upload them,
Mm-hmm.
because all it takes is for that one customer to come along and buy it, and then and then hopefully that shirt should be good. But I've heard rumors about how even though people have sold a shirt, their designs are still getting deleted. I don't know how true that is, but I did hear that. But so hopefully, after re-uploading the design, it'll make that shirt live, uh, at least for a while. Who
Yeah.
knows? I mean, Amazon might come back and change their policy again. So
Yeah. So we talked about, okay, you want to re-upload maybe a shirt that got removed.
a
You want
bunch
to
of
have
them, yeah.
you want to have some
Keep
ready,
designing,
good,
yeah.
fresh designs, on draft mode, ready to go. Another thing, like you said that you were doing earlier, was uploading these designs on different platforms.
Hmm.
So I would recommend to do that too, especially if you have designs ready to go. You might as well put them on different platforms and have them ready. And if you can get some bonus sales out of that while you're waiting for merch, then that's good too.
Hmm. And actually, since you mentioned that, I want to reach out to our listeners. I've just recently started, messing with Redbubble, and I'm not too familiar with Redbubble, obviously. So, I can use some tutorial. So if anyone wanna do a hangout, and reach out to me, please. I would love to communicate with you guys. And again, I've always said I am not an expert. I'm not a guru. I'm here just like everyone else to learn and experiment with various platforms. So if you guys are familiar with how Redbubble works, reach out to me and let's talk, because I'm I think I'm doing it right, but I'm not sure. So
Yeah. So this boy's ready to learn.
I'm ready to learn, dude. I it's like being back in college.
Well, hopefully, we'll get an update soon. I recently did get an email. Someone had asked me about like tier ups, and I told
Hmm.
them, like, honestly, until they get everything straightened out on uploading designs, I really don't think we're going to hear anything about tier ups for a good while, because
I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
it wouldn't make sense to tier somebody up if you can't upload any shirts. So I think just one step at a time. I mean, they have to get the uploading the t-shirt thing done first, I would think.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm absolutely there with you. I don't think it's going to. I mean, if I was to guess, I would say maybe in a couple of months. I think most people think it's going to happen within a couple of weeks. I think it's going to be a couple of months. But then again, who knows? I mean, Amazon can come out tomorrow and said, okay, you guys are free to upload shirts. We don't know, but I'm guessing in a couple of months, because I think, I think merch had just grown significantly, and they were just overwhelmed over there. They really are.
Yeah, I don't think they really thought it was going to explode so quickly, but at the same time, I think also has to do with the trademark copyright issues,
Oh, of
because
course.
I think that just is a lot of work. How are you going to go through this? How are you going to sort it out? There's a lot of designs on here that shouldn't be on here, and that's really when they started cracking down on this. People started getting their started getting banned and all of this stuff. So that was a huge part of it too. And I don't know, I'm super pumped for 2017. I think they're going to do amazing. I have confidence in them, but we're just not going to know. It's still very, very early. We're barely 5 days into this month, and really just like waiting to see what happens for the upload. So
I have to say I'm very fortunate that the shirts that I am, even though my numbers are significantly down, I do have a handful of shirts that just keep selling all the freaking time. I mean, every day I log in and I check, and it's always the same shirts. So I'm very fortunate that I have some shirts that are just really, really kicking ass.
Exactly. And kind of like we said right now, I mean, comparing it to last year, I mean, you're still selling, let's say you're selling 1 to 3 shirts a day. That's $0 you were selling last year. So I'm looking at any way that I can improve from one year to the next. I think it's awesome, especially in this new platform. So I'm really going to be crunching the numbers and see what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about American Apparel versus Anvil tees. The good, the bad, the ugly. So let's start off with the differences in them. So with American Apparel, they are a little bit more pricier. Have you ever been to any of their stores?
I have, and it's, they're very, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know if it's trendy, but they're very hip, very modern, I guess. I guess it can be trendy. I don't know. But it's, if you go into American Apparel stores, definitely, it's not like walking into a, I don't know, like a Hanes t-shirt store, right? It's a little bit more hip, right?
Yeah. Even though they are very similar product wise, because, when you ever go to the store, you'll see like, plain V cuts or plain t-shirts, but they're different colors. And like, when I went in there, cause we don't have one here, in El Paso where I live, but I went to the Austin one and I was like, kind of pricey for just like a plain shirt. Like I was kind of thrown off, I guess, but I really didn't see like a huge difference. But one of the things that, I mean, Anvil shirts are very, I guess, loose fitting. I guess they're very kind of like a plain t-shirt that you would really wear. I mean, the American Apparel are, like you said, maybe for trendier people. They're tighter fit. And I guess personally, I would rather wear Anvil tees, but that's just with me and my, I don't know, body. I would say I don't like wearing tight clothes. You know what? We had to talk.
Hold on, man. Look, hold on. Now for the listeners, Glenn and I, we're doing a video hangout. So you guys obviously can't see what we're wearing. Glenn, you're wearing a t-shirt.
Yes.
Is that an American? What is that? American Apparel? Is that an Anvil? What is that?
Well, it's not. No, it's not. It's actually not any of those. But it's.
So you lied.
No.
Damn you.
No, I'm saying that it has more of a fit like the Anvil shirts. So, they're more of a loose fit. I can't see myself wearing like a tighter t-shirt, but that's exactly what these American Apparel shirts are.
Yeah.
So they're fitted. And if you want a looser fit, it tells you in the listing to buy one size larger than you typically would. So they are fitted, of course, made in the U.S., thus their name, 100% cotton. And what they have on their little listing, if you ever list an American Apparel shirt, made of 100% fine ring spun combed cotton, this light fit fine jersey is exceptionally smooth and tight knit. So if you ever want the whole thing, Young.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you, man.
So American Apparel, huge difference there. And then the Anvil listing, they're imported, not made in the U.S.
No.
Which a lot of people want to buy made in the U.S. stuff. If you ever sold, well, of course, selling jerseys on eBay and stuff, a lot of the U.S. made jerseys sell a lot quicker than the imported ones. I've noticed that for sure. So depending on the customer, depending on the customer, they might really prefer American Apparel because it is made in the U.S. But Anvil listings, same thing, 100% cotton, but they're imported and they have more of a loose fit to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So pretty much, I'm just going to piggyback off everything that you said because I agree with everything you said. From my personal experience, well, first of all, I've never, in my 45, well, technically 44, my 44 years on this earth, I've had one American Apparel T-shirt. That's because it was given to me as a present. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only American Apparel T-shirt I've ever owned. And like you said, you have to buy a size. You have to get a size bigger because they are typically made. The slim fit, which I know the young kids are more into. A chubby 45-year-old man cannot get away with wearing a slim fit T-shirt. So they are more geared towards a younger crowd. Look, I've been wearing Anvil, I've been wearing Hanes, for years. In my opinion, I think they're good quality shirts. They're, they fit good. They typically always, last a decent while, as long as you just take care of it like any other piece of clothing. I think the real advantage you get with American Apparel really is the fact that it's made in the U.S.
Yeah, exactly.
But even still, I mean, the shirts that's made in China, I don't see a big difference in quality. I really don't.
Yeah. I guess we'd really have to just really see one of your own shirts. Have you ever ordered one of your own shirts, one of each, to see what it looks like?
I have not, and
oh, no.
I have not, and I'm gentlemen, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do, huh? I'm sorry.
You're gonna go right now, and you're gonna boost up those numbers by 2 because you're gonna order one of each. But Anvil, when I ordered one, it really did seem. I think the only issue that I had was like the printing, which I didn't have anything wrong with the quality of the actual shirt. It's more about the printing, which it did kind of have like that weird little odor that some people leave bad reviews on, saying that it smells a little weird. The ink smells a little weird. I did notice that a little bit on the ones that I did order. I ordered about 3 of my own shirts, but I didn't have any issue with the actual T-shirt and the material. But let's talk about the royalties that you get from them. So,
okay,
our example, American Apparel, $19.99, Anvil, $19.99. Let's say that's your base price. You're gonna, post that on your merch account. Your royalty for American Apparel, $6.18. Your royalty for Anvil, $7.68. So $1.50 difference in your royalty. If you're selling Anvil, you will make a little bit more money than you will with American Apparel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, again, this is obviously always our own opinions. It's like I was saying, I really don't see any difference between the quality. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not paying attention to detail. Again, I'm not a fashion designer. I don't put together apparels or nothing. I'm a designer. That's what I do. Um, but yeah, I honestly, I don't. The only difference that I really see, and this is just based on that one American Apparel T-shirt that I got.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that T-shirt didn't have a tag.
Oh yeah, they have like their tags are moved. They don't have. They
The, the,
has
the
kind of like
tag,
their logo. Yeah, it's on the
yeah,
back, I
yeah.
guess. And
That was the only difference that I could tell. As far as like the quality, to me, they're all the same.
Mhm.
In some cases, I think Anvil might be a little better. I sometimes feel like they're a little thicker. Who
Yeah,
knows? But
they
again,
are. They do seem a little thicker.
I'm not an expert. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think American Apparel is, they're a little thinner. Um,
yeah.
but again, that's just my opinion.
There's a couple of interesting things that kind of wanted to share, I guess. If you notice on the frequently asked questions, there's a part, it says, one of the questions, I guess I was asked, it says, I noticed one of my kids' Anvil t-shirts was printed on American Apparel. Why is this? Amazon gives an answer. They say, at times, we may not be able to stock certain kids' sizes in Anvil. When this happens, we will replace the Anvil Kids t-shirt with American Apparel t-shirt.
Now, does that just apply for kids?
It only says kids apparently in
Okay.
this thing for the resources that I was reading, which whether it's for kids or adult, I can see it being a problem if you get it and it's too small. Because you're not planning to order a size ahead, they just ran out of the color, so they're gonna give you the size that you ordered, except you were hoping to get an Anvil shirt and you got American Apparel.
Well, that's interesting because what I have seen is, and again, this is so again, I haven't purchased any of my own shirts, but I know other people doing merch. They had purchased their own shirts,
Mhm.
and what I've seen is because they ran out of Anvil, they replaced the Anvil shirts with it was a brand. It was another brand that's very similar to Anvil. I can't think of the name, but it wasn't American Apparel. So basically, it wasn't like because they ran out of Anvil, they replaced it with an American Apparel. It was another brand that kind of equals to Anvil, and I can't remember that brand name.
Gildan.
No, it was something. Gosh, I would have to remember.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
we want to mess with your mind right now.
yeah. You really don't. I'm still on vacation mode.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if I recall, I'll definitely let you guys know.
Okay. Another thing that's interesting is American Apparel and what's actually going on with them currently. So I know. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
they completed their Chapter 11 bankruptcy, the second one within 9 months. And they're kind of like, I guess people are kind of wondering what's going on. A couple of article headlines that I saw, 3,500 workers of possible layoffs. They closed 9 stores at the end of last year. Same thing in UK. They shut down like 12 stores, 150 jobs lost.
Mhm.
And they're kind of up in the air right now. So rumors are that Forever 21 and Amazon are kind of there, to maybe bid each other to buy this company, to take full ownership, to do something. I don't know. It's kind of, there's just a lot of rumors right now. The only thing we do know is that they are in bankruptcy.
Yeah, well, this is their, if I recall, this is their second bankruptcy, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? And that perfectly makes sense if Amazon was to buy out American Apparel. It makes perfect sense because now they can start pushing American Apparel, products more.
Yeah, I think
Correct.
it would just make perfect sense for them
It makes
because
perfect sense because now they have access to the hoodies and the tank tops and all that we
yeah,
all been praying for.
exactly. They could expand And then do you think they would get rid of Anvil shirts, period, and just go with American Apparel?
In my opinion, from a logical sense, I'm going to say no. From a business sense, I'll say yes. Because think about it, right? If they were to buy out American Apparel, this is Amazon, obviously. If they were to buy out American Apparel, it's like we were saying, now they have access to multiple shirts, the hoodies, the tank tops, the wife beaters and all that. They have access to that now because they own American Apparel. Whereas if they still go through Anvil, they don't own Anvil. So, for a logical sense, it would make sense, but business sense, it would make sense for them to go through American Apparel.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see if they do buy American Apparel, what would happen, because merch play a huge role into this, and how they would do it, because Anvil shirts that I've noticed have sold a lot more than American Apparel, and also has to do with the royalty. And I wonder, I don't know, I think I don't even know what to say, because I want to see what happens when it comes to this.
And let me just remind the listeners, we're just speculating.
These are just rumors. I mean, we don't know.
This is just rumors. We don't know.
Except for the bankruptcy thing. That's actually
that is true. Yes, that is true. But American Apparel, they've been through hot water, not just financially, but with their marketing tactics and all that. Glenn, I don't know if this is something you learned during your time in college. Taking the design courses, but one of the things that we learned was some of the marketing tactics that American Apparel would use in the past, which were really unethical. If you go back and you can Google some of the ads that they would put out, they were really raunchy, using real employees, and so this isn't the first time that American Apparel has been in hot water, and then maybe it will be good for a big powerhouse like Amazon to come along and just buy them out and just take over. Who knows? Yeah, it could be a good thing.
Yep, I guess we will see. But overall, which one is better? And I think this is going to be more of opinion based too, because we have tested it out. I did test out the differences with Anvil American Apparel. When I first started on merch, I did do a little bit of both to see what was kind of going on. Overall, Anvil did sell better. I did sell more of those shirts, and it seemed like maybe just having the loose fitted shirts were better overall for the customer. But
interesting.
But let me know, Yong, which you feel is better and why. And maybe I'll counter that.
Okay, well, I've already said I think Anvil. I think the quality is just as good. In my opinion, I think they're a little thicker.
Yeah.
I personally like the loose style. I don't like the tight fitted shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning more towards Anvil, because I think the only advantage you really get with American Apparel is the fact that it's made here in the U.S. Other than that, you really can't tell the difference.
Yeah, and you're really leaving money out on the table if you're going to go with American Apparel. You're losing out some money right there, because $1.50 per shirt.
That's a lot.
It can really, really take its toll and add up. That you're like, oh man, But I just think overall, you may not be selling as many if you're doing American Apparel, because Anvil just seems like the most popular option. And ever since then, when I tested it out in the beginning, I've done nothing but Anvil since then. So,
well, I guess one thing we can point out too, though, is what is your design like? Okay, and the point that I'm trying to make is, if your design or your slogan or your caption, whatever it is, if it's geared more towards someone who's in their late 30s to 40s and 50s, you probably want to go with an Anvil, okay?
Yeah. If
your design is more towards the teens, someone in their early to mid 20s, maybe try experimenting with an American Apparel shirt, something that's a little bit more tighter, because the kids love that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was something I was gonna say. So overall, I feel Anvil is better,
Mm-hmm.
but couple of exceptions. So if you're going for world's best grandpa shirt, go with Anvil.
Go with that. Yep.
But the little exception there is if you're building up a target market or audience that, let's say you have an Instagram following, your I don't know, your specialty is fitness, CrossFit, maybe something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and it's like you said, late teen to young adults, you know, they're working out a lot, they're young, they're ripped, they're excited,
Did
then
you just?
maybe
I think you just described me.
hey, I said young. So
Yeah.
maybe you know, they will want to go for the tight and slim fit t-shirts, and then you can target that and say, hey, may or our t-shirts are made American Apparel with certain logos, designs, whatever. I think they'd really be into that. So it really depends on your following. In that case, American Apparel may be better for you.
Yeah. Is that allowed? Do you know, Glenn? Can you
What?
put this shirt is an American Apparel in one of the keyword slots?
I don't think you can put it on that,
Okay.
but I guess just in general, I'm saying if you're doing something like on Pinterest or Instagram, you want
Okay.
to put you maybe you
Okay.
want to put that in there. You know that your t-shirts are American Apparel.
Okay.
Kind of bring them in a little bit more.
Oh. But yeah, I've always liked Anvil, even when I was a kid. Uh, Granted, I don't think we even had American Apparel when I was younger. So I would have to go back and do my research. But yeah, I don't even think we even had American Apparel. But yeah, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've always wore Anvil and Gildan, Hanes. What are some of the other ones? Fruit of the Looms.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of these out there. There's a bunch.
Yeah. Well, I do have maybe like let's say Amazon's listing right now, right? All right. So what about this idea? What if we make our design, we upload it to merch? When the customer wants to buy the shirt, they can choose if they want American Apparel or Anvil.
That'd be sweet.
There we
That'd,
go.
that'd be
Now,
really sweet.
so
And
they
in
pick
fact,
whichever one they want. Of course,
and
your royalty would be lower,
of
but
course,
the customer's happy. Amazon is always about happy customers.
and in fact, I don't even know why they don't have that option now. I mean, it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, exactly. I think because then you wouldn't have to have another, well, pretty much the same design. You wouldn't have to re-upload it using American Apparel or have two
Mhm.
different ones. You just have one design and let the customer choose, and whatever they feel is right, whatever t-shirt they like, material they like, they can just get that one.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised they don't even have that option now because again, it doesn't hurt them. I mean, in fact, you would think that it would help that that it's good for business to give customers options.
Yeah, on the same thing. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that too, but maybe
Yeah,
something for
weird.
2017, Young.
Again, this should have been in our goals and predictions
Oh yeah, that's true.
episode.
I really didn't start thinking about it until we were talking a little bit more about
Yeah, no,
the
actually,
different.
that's a good, no, that is a good point though. I'm honestly kind of surprised that Amazon doesn't offer it now because I think to giving customers options is really a good thing and it'll help them business wise.
Yeah, exactly. So overall, we talked about the differences between both, which one we think is better. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Merch Minds Facebook group before we go?
Of course. So, this is something that you and I mentioned in our previous episode. Obviously, we had a week off because of the holidays. So this is our first episode of the year. Now, Glenn, you and I, we talked about this in private amongst ourselves. We were totally against having a Facebook group, right? Because we were like, what are we going to present to the table that's different from all the other groups out there? I mean,
Yeah.
and we don't have anything against other groups. You and I are part of Facebook groups, but we were like, what are we going to bring to the table that's different? So we were like, you know what, forget it. Let's just not even do a Facebook group. But then we've gotten a few requests from listeners saying, look, you guys should really do a Facebook group. You guys can utilize it to come up with episodes, some
Take requests and
take
talk to our
requests,
listeners.
just communicate, and and yeah, Glenn and I, and then so we talked about it, and we decided, what, maybe we should do a Facebook group, but we're gonna make it different. Okay, how is it different? Well, first of all, like we said in the previous episode, we're gonna cap it off at 500. Okay, we don't want a group that has 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 members, because look, at the end of the day, we all know about 90% of the people in groups, they don't really participate, right? They just pretty much lurk. And that's okay. Look, if you're one of those members who wants to be in a group and just not participate and just kind of lurk and see what other people are doing and talking about, that's okay. There's other groups out there you guys can join, but we want this group where everyone participates. Okay, and we've said it, man. We've said this in the last episode. We want you guys to participate. You don't have to post something every day, but 2-3 times a month, that's perfect. That's fine. Liking a post, that doesn't do that. That doesn't, it doesn't really do anything. It's not really engaging. We, like Glenn, like if I posted something and you liked it, I'm not getting any really good feedback from you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know
just,
that I like it.
You're just liking the post. Like, so the point that I'm trying to make is, we created a small Facebook group. We're gonna cap it off at 500, but we want people to engage. And if Glenn and I feel like you are not engaging with, that you're not interacting with other members, unfortunately, we're going to remove you from the group, because we want to create space for someone that can provide value.
Yeah. And
someone who's going to.
Yeah, we're not trying to scare anybody off, though.
Yeah.
But we barely started it. So if you want to join the group right now, perfect timing, because we barely started it. We're barely getting everything going. It's probably going to take a little while before we get everything, 100%, especially right now, because it is a little weird right now with merch, since no one's really been able to do anything.
Yeah.
But once we get going again throughout the year, I guarantee you it will be an awesome group to be a part of. And we just want to help each other out, ask any questions. We can all share different answers, and anything that we can do to, help you out in your business, then I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, this group is to really just collaborate. Okay. Glenn and I are not, again, we're not claiming to be experts. We're here, to learn just like you guys are. So if you guys have some valuable information that you guys can share with us in the group, that's great. Hey, we're here to learn just as you are. And but yeah, and I'll have the link in the show notes. Last time in the last episode, I was on the road. I was traveling. I said I was going to put that link in the show notes, and I never did. And I apologize, but I promise it'll be in the show notes for this episode. So that way you guys can find the Facebook group easily. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be 100% free. But again, we want people who's willing to interact and engage with each other. If you just want to lurk and just see what's going on, this group probably isn't going to be for you, because at some point you are going to get removed. So if you're going to join, make sure you participate. It doesn't have to be every day, but a few times a month will be really good.
There we go. So
there
Facebook
we
group,
go.
Take a look. Merch Minds. You can go on Facebook right now and enter the group. So
yeah, and we say this on every episode. Guys, we do this episode, we do these podcasts really to just share our personal journey into merch, but at the same time, we want to try and provide value whenever we can. So if you guys have any feedbacks, please go on iTunes and leave us a review. We've gotten some really good reviews, and we've gotten some somewhat negative reviews, and that's okay. That's what we expect. That's what we want. So that way we can learn, and get better to provide more content for you guys. So please look. I think last time I checked, there was like 20 something members in the Merch Minds Facebook group. Some of you guys didn't leave feedbacks or reviews, man. Come on, let's go out and do it. So, but yeah, thanks guys so much for listening. Glenn, closing thoughts, comments?
I'm just pumped to see what happens with merch. Let's see with their updates. I'm predicting probably not until like another week and a half. But until then, we'll definitely talk about that once we're up and running again with uploading shirts. But I don't know. I'm still pumped for 2017 and really want to make that money out there.
All right. Same here. Catch you guys next time.
All right. See ya.